Good evening. Good evening to all.
Good evening, ma'am.
Shall we start, ma'am?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yes. So good evening to all. We welcome you for the workshop on Python programming organized by Sri Vidyodaya College of Education, Vilupuram, Akman Foundation and Seva Academy. And based on your interest, we have extended this program for 2 more days, that is for 28 today and tomorrow. So please make use of it and learn hoops from Sangeeta ma'am. Sangeeta ma'am, welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for accepting our invitation, ma'am. Thank you so much. Okay, ma'am, let's have our session today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Which file you
Yes, we will start the session. Once again, hold on. I'll share the screen. Okay. And today we are going to see for, on the last class we have seen for inheritance. And today we are going to see for, on the last class we have seen for class and object. And today we are going to see for inheritance. Let me share the screen now. Screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So today we are going to see for inheritance. On the last class we have completed for class object, how to create an object for a class, how to pass parameters inside the class. So everything we have seen it on the last class. And today we are going to see for inheritance. So let us see, there are 5 types of inheritance. Can you see here? Those are all see here. Single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, and hybrid inheritance. So we have 5 types of inheritance. And first inheritance is known as single inheritance. The single inheritance means it consists of one base class. So this is your base class and one derived class. That means a class B is deriving the features of class A. So class name is A here. Here on the second class, the class name is B here. So the class B is inheriting from class A. That means it consists of only one parent class and only one child class. Okay. So if you have the concept like one parent class and one child class, that is the concept of single inheritance. Come to the multi-level inheritance. So you have class A, okay, and class B and class C. So class C is inheriting the features from class B. Class B is inheriting the features from class A. I mean, level by level, like it consists of one base class, I mean, parent class, more than one child class. So here, class A is the base class. It consists of more than one child class. So class B is one child class. It consists of more than one child class. So class C. So this type of inheritance is known as multi-level inheritance. And come here. So multiple inheritance. Multiple means it consists of more than one base class. In the previous one, you have only one base class. Can you see here? The sky blue color, class A and class B. In the single inheritance, it is class A. And in the multi-level inheritance also, it is class A. That means you have only one base class on both the levels, both in single inheritance and multi-level inheritance. But you come to this multiple inheritance. Okay. Come to this multiple inheritance. In this multiple inheritance, you have only one child class, but you have more than one parent class, more than one base class. Can you see here? Class A is also a base class, and class B is also a base class. Both classes contains only one child class. Can you see? You have more than one base class, okay? But all the base classes are inheriting to the child class. So this type of inheritance is known as multiple inheritance, and here this is known as hierarchical inheritance. Means you have only one base class but multiple child classes. Okay, can you see? Don't compare. I mean, don't confuse with multi-level and multiple. Okay, so multi-level is class C is inheriting from class B. Class B inherits the features of class A, but here it is not like that. There is no connectivity between the child classes, but it consists of more than one child classes. But all the child classes are inheriting the features only from the class A. Okay, it is so. It is, don't confuse with hierarchical inheritance and multi-level inheritance. And come to the last. This is known as hybrid inheritance. Hybrid inheritance means now you have seen four types, right? Single, multi-level, multiple, and hierarchical. Suppose if the combination of two or more inheritance, that is known as that is known as hybrid inheritance. For example, you compare this one up to this half. Okay. For example, how to say? Fine. You just see the diagram only for the half diagram. Okay. You see only for this class A, class B, class C. What type of inheritance is this? See the structure and say me what type of inheritance it is. It consists of one base class and it consists of more than one child class. What type of inheritance it is? Can anyone of guess it? What type it is? Come on.
Multiple inheritance.
Multiple inheritance. Oh, is it multiple? Shall we check it? It is hierarchical inheritance. Am I right? You see here, you have only one. Multiple means you have only, I mean, you have more than one base class. You see the structure of this. This is hierarchical inheritance. The first half is hierarchical inheritance. Okay, see here. You have class A, class B, class C. There is no connectivity between the child classes, but all the child classes are inheriting the features from the base class. Okay, okay. So the first half is uh, hierarchical inheritance, and you see the second half, class B, class C, class D. This is multiple inheritance. Actually, this hybrid inheritance is a combo of multiple inheritance and hierarchical inheritance. The first half, I mean class A, class B, class C, these three are hierarchical inheritance, and These three are multiple inheritance. So it is not that only the combination of hierarchical and multiple is called hybrid. It is not like that. Any two inheritance or more than two inheritance, it may be a multi-level combo of multi-level or and multiple, or single inheritance or hierarchical. See, hybrid means we have already the four structure. Any combination of structure, that is known as hybrid. Maybe it may be the two combination or it may be the three combination. That's it. Please kindly note this diagram. This is very important. Please kindly note this diagram.
Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Shall we go to the program?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll share the, I think already have shared it. See, this coding is visible. This page is visible. Is the page is visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Let see the example of inheritance. I mean, single inheritance. So we are going to see for single inheritance. Inheritance. Okay. First, okay. Single inheritance. What is the structure of single inheritance? You have only one parent class and you have only one child class. So that's the structure of single inheritance. So I am going to create the parent class. Parent class. I'm going to create for the parent class. So class animal. So I'm going to create the class name as animal. So this is my parent class, and I'm going to create a function here. So using the define keyword, my function is name is known as speak. Okay, so put self inside this. So that's it. Just keep colon here. And now I'm going to use the return keyword. Just I'm returning what I'm returning. I'm just giving a message here. Animal speaks. Animal speaks. Okay. And then next it's going to be the next I'm going to create the child class. Child class inheriting from animal. Okay. Inheriting from animal. Okay. So class second class, I mean child class name is dog. Okay. What it is inheriting? It is inheriting the parent class. What is the parent class name? Animal. What is the child class name? Dog. So it is going to inherit. So in Python, the syntax for inheriting the another classes, you need to give the class name. Okay, inside this, that's all. Okay, I have inherited the parent class. I have inherited the parent class here. Okay, just end with colon, click for enter, and I'm going to define the function here. My function name is bark, and okay, keep the colon here and click for enter. Here I am just going to return the message. So that's it. Now we are going to access it. See, whatever it is, the class is the imaginary part. So once you create the object, it will come to the reality. So let me create the object for the class. Uh, let me, I'm going to access. See, I'm going to create object only for the child class, and I'm not going to create object for the parent class because this child class inherited the features of parent class. So if I create object only for the child class, I could access for the child class as well as I could access for the parent class because this parent class is inherited to the child class. So creating object only for the child class is enough to access both the parent class and child class. So see, I'm just giving the message. Accessing methods from both the child and parent class. Okay. Now, what is a okay? Let me first. I need to create the object, right? So in this step, I'm going to creating an instance of dog. I mean, this is the child class, right? Okay, I'm going to create the instance, otherwise object, both are same. Okay, creating object or creating instance. The instance means for object, so I'm creating the object. Okay, obj. Okay, this is a user defined, you can keep any name here. Equal to, this is a parent class, this is a child class, right? This is a class name, so capital D. Okay, so capital dog. Okay, that's it. Now in the step, I have created the object for the child class. On the next step, Okay, on the next step, print. Okay, okay, dog dot bark. Okay, dog dot bark. So what message it will print? Actually, bark is the method which present inside the child class. Okay, so I could access for this function also using this object. Sorry. Okay, using the object. This is the object, right? So object dot bark. So I'm calling for the method which is present inside the child class, and using the same this object is created only for the child class. But on the next step, I'm going to access object dot. I have not created object for the parent class. For animal, see, there are two class in my program. Okay, one is dog. This is this class, and another one is animal class. One is animal class, and another one is dog class. But I'm not going to create object for the animal class. See, by I created object for the child class, but using that object, I will access the child class as well as I will access the parent class. So speak is the function which is present inside the parent class. So object dot speak. Okay, so that's it. I'll save this file. I'll go to the desktop. Inside the Sangeeta folder, I put SI1. Okay, I'll save this file. Okay, let me run this. Can you see here? It is printing for the message in the child class as well as it is printing for the message in the parent class. I hope you understand. This is an example of single inheritance. Is it understandable? Any doubts? Any doubts in this? Okay, okay. No, ma'am. Clear, ma'am. Okay, fine. What about others? Two have given the reply here. For others, it is okay. Can you give any message in the chat box? Okay, clear. Okay, fine. Fine. Okay, let's go to the example of multiple inheritance. What is the, can you remember this diagram? I'll show this diagram once again. This diagram is visible. So first example we have seen for multi-single inheritance. So next example we are going to see for multi-level inheritance, multi-level. Let us see how to do that. Okay. I hope the screen is visible for you. Fine. Okay. Okay, fine. Let me put for the, this is for multi, multiple. Sorry, I'll show the example for multi-level first. Multi-level. I'm going to take the example same. Okay, same example. Let us see. This is the example of multi-level. What should I do? Yes, I create the base class. Okay, I create the base class, and my class name is animal. Okay, keep the colon. Click for enter. Put define. Same method. Speak. Self. Return. Animal. Animal speaks. Derived class. Class name. Mammal. So So this derived class is inheriting the feature from the base class. So my base class name is animal. So this is a syntax in Python. How you need to inherit. So I have inherited the parent base class here. So keep colon, and I'll define a method here. So if I define a method name is known as walk. Okay. Keep colon, and I return the message like mammal box. Okay, fine. So that's it. And see, multi-level means, see this diagram, you have base class, more than one child class. So now in my program, I created one base class, one child class, but concept is more than one child class. Again, I'm going to derive further, I'm going to derive one more child class. So for the derived class, so here I'm going to create a class. Class name is dog, which is inheriting the features of mammal. Okay, so mammal, and I'll put this. So define bark, self, return. I'm going to give the message like okay. So that's all. So this is your parent class. Animal is your base class, parent class. So this is your child class which inherits the animal, and this is the another child class which inherits the mammal. So now we have three classes in this program: animal, mammal, and dog. So all the three classes are inherited one to other. So I am going to create the object for the class because dog is the class which inherited the features of mammal. So mammal is the class which inherited the features of animal. So we are going to create object only for this dog. Okay. So by using this object, I can access this class as well as I can access this class as well as I can access this class. Okay. Let us see how to do that. Creating an instance of dog. Let us see here how to create it. So I create one object, my object. So this is object for a class which is known as dog. So that's it. Okay. So now I'm going to accessing accessing methods from all levels of inheritance. Okay, all levels of inheritance. Let us see how to access that. So print using this object, I'm going to call for which method? This method first. What is this method name? Speak. This method present inside the animal class. So I call for speak. Okay. So this is the output which comes from animal class. Okay. And then put for another print object dot, and next from the mammal I have the function which is known as bark. So call this bark function bark. For another print object dot walk is another function. Okay, for walk. I have created object only for this third class for dog, but I'm accessing the function inside the animal class, inside the mammal class, and inside the dog class. But only for only one class I have created the object because it is multi-level inheritance. Let's save this file and run it. Yeah, can you see here? We are getting the 3 messages. Okay, the program perfectly runs. So multi-level inheritance is over. Any doubts? Any doubts? Can you give it in the chat box? Clear, ma'am. No, ma'am. What about others? Rupam, ma'am, and Selvam sir has given the response. What about others? For others, it is okay. Sunita, ma'am, thank you. Okay, fine. Let me move to the next type of inheritance. Okay. Next, we are going to see for multiple inheritance. Okay. Multiple inheritance. We saw for single, we saw for multi-level. Let you see the diagram of multiple inheritance. See here. So you have more than one parent class, but only one child class. More than one parent class and this child class. This child class is inheriting the features from class A as well as it is inheriting the features from class B. Okay. Class C is inheriting the features from class A, as well as the class C is inheriting the features from class B. So it is inheriting both. So okay, let us see how to do that. So this is an example of multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance. Let us see that we have the class is bird. Okay, this is your class one. I mean base class one. This is base class one. So class name is bird. Okay. Let us I have one function, define the function. Function name is fly. I return the message. Birds can fly. So that's it. I'll just base class 2. So I give the message of class. So class name is mammal. Okay. Define walk. Okay. I define the function here. Give the colon and press the enter and return the message like mammal can walk. Okay. Mammal can walk. Click for enter. So we have created two parent class, right? So base class 1 and base class 2. Both are not connected. It is separate and this is separate. Now I'm going to create the child class. This child class is going to inherit from both bird and mammal. Okay. So I create a child class here. Child class name is bat. Okay. And it is going to inherit the base class 1 bird and base class 2 mammal. So it is going to inherit the two classes inside here. So simply bird, comma, mammal. So Python syntax is very easy and it is very easy to understand. A simple syntax for inheriting the two classes. Click on it. I define one function here. Function name is echo location. Okay. Self. Keep the colon here. I return the message like bat uses echo location. So that's it. Now this is over. So this is your base class and this is your another base class and this is your child class which is inheriting the base class 1 and base class 2. Okay, like this diagram. Like this diagram. The class C is inheriting the class A as well as the class B. So like this diagram, it is inheriting the both classes. Okay, now I'm going to create object only for the class C. Using this object, I could access for the class A as well as I could access for the class B. Let us see how to do that. Simply, what is your third class? That is child class. The child class is bat. So you are going to create the instance for that. Yeah. Let me create the object. Object equal to bat. Okay. So that's all. Just you can access all the functions inside that. So print I access object dot, what is that? Object dot bird. Oh, sorry. What is that? Fly. Okay, object dot fly. So that is a class which is present in the first base class. Okay, and second print object dot, what is the second base class? Mammal. What is the function inside that? Walk. So I'm going to call this walk function here. Okay, and then print. Okay, let us see. Go for this is the third class. That is this is a child class. Object dot echolocation and look for this, and that's all. Save the file and run it. Can you see here? There is no error. It is printing the message. Can you see here? There is no error. It is printing the message. So up to this, multiple inheritance is over. Do you have any doubts in this? Any doubts? Any doubts on multiple inheritance? Clear, ma'am. Selvam sir has replied. Okay, for others, ma'am. Fine. I go for the next concept. So next is we saw for single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance. Next we are going to see for hierarchical inheritance. So next we are going to see the example for hierarchical. Hierarchical inheritance. Inheritance. See for the base class, the first, see for the base class. Let's see, the class name is vehicle. Vehicle. Before going to that, see the example of hierarchical inheritance. So this is hierarchical inheritance. Okay. So you have class A, you have only one parent class, but you have more than one child classes, but this child classes are not connected between each other, but all the child classes are inheriting the features from class A. This class B is inheriting to class A, class C inherits to class A, class D inherits to class A, but there is no connection between class B, class C, and class D. So this type of structure is known as hierarchical inheritance. Let us see how to implement here. Let's see here. Fine. So I define start engine. I define a method here, self return engine starter. Okay. Derived class 1. Okay. Class car. Okay. I'm inheriting the features. Vehicle. I'm inheriting the features of vehicle. Define. I one method known as drive. I'll put for self. The colon here. Return the message like this. Drive. So that's it. Derived class 2. I keep one class name. Class name is motorcycle. Motorcycle. And here also I'm inheriting the base class. Okay. I'll keep the colon here and define a method which is known as write self colon here and return the message like motorcycle is riding. Motorcycle is riding. And okay. So I have created 3 classes, one base class. So derived class 1 and derived class 2. Okay, these two child classes are inheriting this base class. Okay, and now I'm going to create the instance. Creating instances of car and motorcycle. So I'm creating the object. That's it. I create for object 1. Okay. I'm creating for this class. Okay, and I need to separately create for another object for this class. So first one I created for car. I have created object for car, and second I need to create the object for the motorcycle. So object 2 motorcycle created. So that's it. So using this, I call the function. I print the message, print object 2 dot. What does that object 2 means? I have created for motorcycle. So there is a so what thing I have called? I could call for this function. I could call for this function and put it here. So that's it. Then print print object 2 dot. So next I'm calling for this function. Right. For this function. Okay. See. Let me run this program. And you see here, engine starter, motorcycle is riding. So it is executing, but I didn't use object 1. Let me do that. Okay, now let me run this program. Can you see here? Engine starter, motorcycle is riding. So this is object 2. So this is object 1. Engine starter. Why this motorcycle is riding? It should call for drive. Sorry. I should call for this method, drive. So this is the method inside this car. I should call for drive method. Let me run this. See here. So I need to change for object. You see here, engine starter, motorcycle is riding. So next step, engine starter, car is driving. So up to this, what inheritance it is, hierarchical inheritance is over. So still only one more inheritance is pending, that is hybrid inheritance. So that we could see on the next class. I hope you understand all these concepts. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me. So this is what we have seen. Single inheritance and multi-level inheritance and multiple inheritance and hierarchical inheritance. I hope you understand all this concept. I hope it is very clear for you. Is it so? Selvam sir has replied, illustrations are easier now, clear. What about others? Sunita ma'am have replied. Understood ma'am. Others ma'am. For everybody it is clear. And we see the remaining only one concept is there. So that we see it in the next class. And we see for some more programs also in the next class. We will complete the OOPS concept by the next class. Sai ma'am, they are clear with that. There is no doubts.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I send this file to you. So ma'am will share this. So you can practice all this program.
Ma'am, that file, please give it as Word file, ma'am.
So
Hello?
I'll give today's session file, ma'am. I already given 2 text files to you.
Yes, ma'am, that is not opening. When I shared with the participants, that link is not opening. Can you give it as Word document?
Okay, ma'am, I'll give it later. Not now because I have sessions continuously till 9.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you
fine.
very much for this session.
Okay, ma'am.
We will be meeting again tomorrow.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you so much.
Participants can leave the session. We will be having our last session tomorrow. Around same.